to business, day one for Julia Gillard.
Bit of a late start. How did you celebrate last night?
Just off to work, thanks.
Residents of Christchurch rattled by more tremors.
A very mean, very sharp and very frightening earthquake.
Playing with fire, US pastor angers Muslims and worries the generals.
If we don't do it, when do we stop backing down?
And what happens when neighbours can't see the house for the trees? Hello and welcome to ABC News across Australia. I'm Ros Childs. The local share market is playing follow the leader, reacting to falls on Wall Street and in Europe this morning. The All Ords is 26 points lower. The Nikkei and the Dow are down and the dollar's at 91 US cents. More finance later in the bulletin. A day after confirming she'll form a minority government, Julia Gillard is turning her attention to forming a new front bench. The Prime Minister wants to name her ministry early next week. She's gone to Adelaide for the funeral of a soldier. Her deputy Wayne Swan is taking a business-as-usual approach in Canberra, stressing the government will be strong and stable. From Parliament House, Francis Bell reports. Ted Mack has gone through many elections as a state and federal independent. In fact, he's known as the father of the independents. He says he's had a couple of conversations with Bob Katter over the last 17 days, and he agrees with former Queensland Premier Peter Beattie that the 76-74 split to Labor puts all of us in nightmare territory. Now that the question of who moves into the lodge has been decided, the next unknown is how stable the new government will be. Dr. Richard Stanton is a senior lecturer in political communications at the University of Sydney. Other news now. Hundreds of residents remain isolated in Victoria because of widespread flooding. About 500 homes in the Shepparton area in Victoria's north are cut off after roads were closed last night. And at Horsham in the state's west, about 20 properties could be flooded if the river there breaches its banks. But the situation in other parts of the state appears to be easing. The city of Christchurch and its surrounds continue to be rocked by aftershocks from Saturday morning's earthquake. One of the latest measured 5.1 on the Richter scale, extending the state of emergency. New Zealand correspondent Dominic Schwartz is on the line from Christchurch. So, Dominic, 5.1, that's a big shake. How long are these aftershocks expected to go on?
Hello, Ros. Yes.
Dominic, thank you. The two people responsible for the killing of Melbourne millionaire Herman Rockefeller have been sentenced in Victoria's Supreme Court. Military, religious and political leaders in the United States are worried about a Florida pastor who's threatening to burn copies of the Islamic Quran on the anniversary of September the 11th. The White House and the top US commander in Afghanistan say it will endanger the lives of American soldiers overseas. And the top US law enforcement official reportedly described the plan as idiotic and dangerous. North America correspondent Lisa Miller reports. There's been a rebound in demand for home loans. Seasonally adjusted figures from Canberra show loans to build or buy homes jumped 1.7% in July, beating expectations and coming after 7 months of falls earlier this year and last year. Well, the market had a little time yesterday to digest the new political lineup, and today overnight worries about the European banking sector are taking its attention. James Shugg is a Westpac senior economist. He's based in London but is with us today. James, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in again. Case, James, that the market reactions are generally fleeting, and any concern about the Australian election result will be superseded by more pressing and bigger issues.
I think the environment.
That's the message, James. Thanks very much indeed.
Good to speak to you, Ross.
15 years of research has borne fruit for Queensland scientists. They've come up with a pineapple that's more sweet than sour, and they're proclaiming it an all-Australian success story. And staying with fruit, the Northern Territory's first mangoes of the season have fetched $30,000 at a charity auction in Sydney. Time for check of the markets now. Here's Rebecca Hyam. So, Rebecca, how are the miners going given Wayne Swan's plans to push ahead with the mining tax as soon as possible? Thanks, Rebecca. On to Wall Street, back from a long weekend, and as we've mentioned, worried about Europe's debt crisis. Banks, energy companies and computer chip makers were the hardest hit. American researchers have made a surprising discovery about memory loss in the elderly. They're quick-growing, evergreen and take virtually no looking after. Leylandii trees can be a great addition to many gardens, offering privacy from prying eyes. But for residents of a street in England, they've grown out of all proportion. The Socceroos have had their first win and a new coach, Holger Osik, defeating Poland 2-1 overnight. To the weather now. The satellite shows ragged clouds sprawling across central and southeastern Australia as strong westerly winds aloft drag moisture east and scattered cloud being pushed over southwest WA behind a cold front. A trough is generating rain and thunder across the interior and southeast. A front will bring a late colder change to Victoria, Tasmania and South Australia as a high helps to clear southern WA. And around the capital cities now, showers in Brisbane, rain for Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne and Hobart, windy with showers in Adelaide. Showers also in Perth and the skies should be totally clear in Darwin. And a final check of the markets. The All Ordinaries is lower and the dollar is at 91.2 US cents. And that's the news for now. Our next full bulletin on ABC1 is at 7 o'clock this evening. I'm Ros Childs. Have a great afternoon.